Yo, my good people, what is going on?
What's that, y'all?
Full house in the building today.
Yo.
Yes, we're going to be talking about this P Diddy situation in as much detail as we can and in the best way that we can, given that so many things have happened and we can't even really say the words of things that had happened because of demonetization and all of that good stuff. But what we can start off by doing is telling y'all our names. I'm gonna let the crew go first, starting in the back. Hold on, let me test out, see if the camera stuff works. It's working. Go on and talk to us.
It's Beauty.
All right. Who we got next?
It's Brother J Fresco.
All right. Brother Geetcha, you just
Leviticus.
All right. If you could do me a favor, brother, could you come this way just a little bit, man?
Okay.
It looks like the screen just is trying to get you on up out of here. It's all good. Y'all, we're gonna be talking about. Yeah, there you go. All right. We're gonna be talking about this P Diddy situation. Giving y'all our thoughts on it. It is so much. It's so much stuff going on around it. But without further ado, we will be doing some reactions to some clips, to some information. But I think we got a list of things we're gonna hit off with. What y'all want to start with first?
Is it a specific topic y'all want to start off with?
How about you?
What y'all like?
There's no wrong way to start.
I think we should start with what he's charged with.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
There we go. Some direction.
Oh, all right. Let's get it. So you got the charges though, right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So I don't remember him in real detail, but I do know that he got. This was a question that I had. Just because it's racketeering, is it automatically considered a RICO? But he definitely have racketeering, and then he got trafficking prostitution, and then getting somebody to do prostitution against their will. Those two separate charges, but I don't remember the name of the third one I just said. I just know that that's what it consists of. Like, I think it's like sex trafficking by force.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a charge for having an illegal quantity of baby oil too?
No, that wasn't a charge.
He just government it should have been.
I mean, it definitely was an unholy amount of baby oil.
We're gonna talk about that too, and I think we got a video about his lawyer explaining that. But,
how long does baby oil last? Because you only really need one bottle of baby oil.
I ain't gonna lie, one bottle of baby oil lasts so long. I witnessed it last in our house for about a year or two.
Okay.
So 1,000?
1,000. That mean you.
Well, that depends on the usage.
That
like the purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you pouring it on like a honey glade, it can run out pretty quick.
That's a fact. But anyway, so we got those. What else? So this is my thing. Does it seem like all of these charges are coming about after the Cass situation, or do y'all feel like regardless of the video of Cass coming out, that this stuff was gonna come out anyway?
Oh, that was just the storm. The storm was coming.
No.
So you feel like it was coming either way without that situation?
I feel like it was coming either way, but probably not as soon, because somehow because it started not even with the Cassie video. It was the Cassie lawsuit when he paid her off. That had so many people like, hold on now, because why would you pay her $3 million? I think it was. It's like, why would you pay her? And it was like immediate.
I thought there was more than that.
It was. I think it was $3 million.
I thought it was like 40.
Maybe it was 30 million. You know, Google good for everybody.
Yeah.
Let me
Let's
hit a
check
good
that.
Google.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because when that came out, I think what got everybody was
Reggie,
that it was less than 24 hours. Like, he paid her in less than 24 hours.
Diddy did a lot of stuff that made him seem even guiltier, right? So he did the situation where he paid Cassie. But you also have to understand that when this first arose, Diddy fled the States.
You can't say that, bro. But all right.
30 million, they said, was the lawsuit. He paid her 30
What I can't say?
You can't say first arose. You can't, like, it's certain words because it's subject matter. We can't use those. But
Right. Okay. So when the scenario appeared, right? When the first appearance of said situation became about, this brother called a private jet.
Yeah.
From country to country.
Yeah.
Man, we couldn't find Diddy, man.
couldn't find it.
Diddy was off the map for about 3 months.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you do all the necessary stuff for a person to be like, okay, even if I wanted to be on your side before, I really feel like you did.
Hey, what the Bible say? The guilty flee
fleeth when no man pursues.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Hey,
But he said no man. He didn't say no country. When the country on you, golly, it's a different type of flea.
that boy that got barricaded in a foreign country though.
Which is like, that's the weird part about it. That even with that situation you just brought up, that also speak to how invincible he thinks he was. Because my point is like, why don't you just stay gone?
Yeah.
Like with this level of stuff that's coming out, it's like, why don't you just stay gone? But then, I mean, if we go back to some of the allegations and stuff that's coming up, they say this stuff dates back to like the 90s, didn't it?
But they seasoned everything just from 2008. Like the indictment is specifically stating the year 2008 until now.
Yeah, but shoot, what just came about today was shouted with the little lawsuit against him. She said, what, that was 20 years ago? So that had to be before. Oh,
What's the statute of limitations on that?
I don't know.
In the state of New York, was it Manhattan? Because that's who's charging him too. It's a state. It's Diddy versus New York.
Oh, snap.
I'm
wasn't he
I
the
mean,
king
that's
of New
basically
York
you
at one
versus
point in time?
US.
He just got the keys to the city, I thought.
Shoot.
What?
Then wasn't it someplace he literally just got like the keys to the city?
Man, I don't know.
Or am I
Let me
tripping?
see.
In the chat, y'all talk to me. Did he not just get the keys to the city from some city? Appreciate you, Roger, for that love. Y'all talk to me. I could be tripping. I thought some city literally gave him the keys so he can walk in and out and do what he please. Hey, who?
I believe he
Nah,
might
he
have
got it from
already
New
had
York.
them key. Oh.
It was, so I was right?
Yeah, he got ordered to return it.
Oh, that's crazy.
That boy got evicted. He got evicted from the city.
Now he got ordered to return it.
Wow. No, I am gonna need that back though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need that back.
facts.
I'm definitely gonna need
Because
that.
I thought you was somebody who you would. You know what I'm saying?
He got ordered by the mayor. That
To
boy had
return it.
the key to that baby oil factory.
Yeah, that's what it was. Shoot.
To the baby boy.
Johnson and Johnson. That's what. Oh, whoa.
No. We gotta talk about that because I don't know. Maybe it's because of this. But something about me hearing he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil just automatically screamed Johnson & Johnson.
Yep.
Like this who been keeping them in business all this time, regardless of the talcum powder and stuff like that. I know Johnson.
Well, this is the thing though. You're really hitting on something deeper. Because one of the situations that's going on is now they're trying to come after everybody who's ever taken a photo with Diddy.
Ooh.
And I can't lie. Who is his connect to that baby oil?
That's jacked up.
I mean, when you got money like that, you really could do what you want with it, though.
Right.
I know, but like
You
just
can
imagine
order
a
a
hit on
case-
the company.
You can order a case a day from Amazon. Like, you know how I buy ammo
Yeah.
on a weekly basis or
But
whatever.
be honest, you want to know the brand he was using.
It's Johnson & Johnson.
A smart man in his situation is gonna go brand to brand. That's
Yeah,
1,000.
because the thing is, he got to test it out. Well, he's probably been testing for a few years. So, no, he know his brand. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta be honest. Any man with 1,000 bottles of baby oil, you know what you looking for. You know what you like. Okay, this one is too oily. This one is too watery. You know what I'm saying?
What does that? Hold on. Let's. I know we're saying a number and it's hilarious. What does that actually look like in
A
somebody's
room.
house?
A room.
Yeah.
What size room is that though?
Let's look it up.
He's rich and
'Cause I-
single. You have to understand. Same way DJ Khaled got an entire room for his shoes.
Yeah.
Everybody has, you know what I'm saying, I guess what somebody may call a guilty pleasure or just a hobby. DJ Khaled got shoes, he got baby oil. So it's
Oh, my
like,
goodness.
I wonder if the baby oil is like something special, like exotic baby oil that like average people like us can't acquire.
What if it's petty though? Like, what if the number's 1,000, but it's those travel size baby oils? Would that change your
Let's
opinion?
look it up. Let's pull the picture up or something. 'cause
well,
I know they
I'm
rated
curious to
They
what
raised
report
the house and snap
said-
pics.
the report said over 1,000, right?
Right. It didn't even say
It didn't
1,000.
say 1,000.
But
it
this the
said
other thing.
over.
We honed in on the baby oil, but it said baby oil and lubricant.
That's a fact. That she's speaking facts now.
It
Well,
said
that
both.
was serving the same purpose. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, certain people have preferences, so he may have had this thing down to a
he
science.
was accommodating.
Imagine they just stacked up in the crib on top of each other. All these Johnson & Johnson bottles.
But do y'all think they found them all in one room, or they acquired them over counting them
That's a
from
room.
separate spaces?
You don't get that much of anything and not put it in a said section.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like realistically, that's like saying I have 100 bottles of water. I'm not gonna play hide and go seek with those bottles around the house. They're gonna be in the same spot. That boy was a
And I bet the door had a sign on that thing too. I
They
bet the
said
door.
what?
The
Do
door.
not enter, or slip.
Use
Careful, you might slip.
Use with care. It had some do not disturb. It had some on the door to make you want to open the door.
or the stash.
Diddy
The stash is crazy.
Diddy at work is insane.
Nah, Diddy's secret sauce. Hey, that's what the door said, bro.
Immediately no.
That's what the door said.
Immediately no.
Man, but nah, for real. Let's. I know we talked about that. What was the other? What was the next point we was gonna hit on? And y'all talk to me, man. In the comments, man. I know we got a super chat, so let me address this one real quick. Usagi Dango, appreciate you so much for that love. Says people in the industry have been warning us for years. It's funny you say that because one of the videos we're gonna check out is about interviews that, if you look at them now, have been warning signs to us. So we're gonna be checking that out here in a minute. But before we get to that, what was the next topic we was gonna hit on this? And I know somebody said they sent me something on Discord in regards to the little baby or
I
situation.
mean, we still haven't taken a look at the lawyer explaining why there was so much.
Bro, why these folks so childish, bro?
Oh,
Why these folks childish? They
That's
said
1,000 bottles of baby oil.
they said they sent us a little visualizer. Let's check
I'm
this out.
interested.
I really am. Let's go.
Either they got me something good or anyway, I don't know if this is gonna play or not, but what that looks like, y'all, is somebody rendered a 3D model of what 1,000 pieces of baby oil looks like. If I can get it to play, I'll pull it up. But right now it's tripping.
In my head, I want it to be a little more extravagant.
Yeah.
I want it to be like walk into like a.
All right, here you go. My fault. Here you go. This man made it in Blender. Ain't this, bro?
I need to see it in correlation to a human body.
Yeah.
I need to see it in a room.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see. I want to see it on the shelves. I want to see it organized. I want to see how he did that. Like, how much did he care about this oil?
Well, the greater question is, who did the necessary counting to confirm?
They have
Over
to.
$1,000, baby.
They have to
This is
do that
evidence.
kind of stuff because it's evidence. So
Yeah, this
just
is
like
evidence.
the same thing with like drug busts and stuff like that, they gonna weigh everything up. They gonna count everything, all that kind of stuff. They'll count it down to the baggies.
Yeah, they have to.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same premise with that.
What?
We gotta know how you get it
paraphernalia.
down.
Why
Exactly.
do I feel like that one thing needs its own job, like a baby oil administrator?
Yeah.
Like you have to have like a library card to check it in and out. Like
I
that
mean-
one thing, and keeping it stocked.
In a case like this, that's a whole job in itself.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
But I gotta I guess a thesis on what happened.
Okay.
You know, during the times where we was dealing with big COVID and stuff like that, things were running low, sources were running low and stuff like that.
Paper, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how we was scrambling, trying to find Lysol, trying to find a hand sanitizer. That brother said, "I'd be doggone if I run out of baby oil."
I actually, you know what's funny?
And I'm in the house.
I actually believe you, bro.
Yeah.
I believe you. He said, "I'm not running out of that."
Yeah. I would run out of tissue.
So that's the overflow.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Because he probably was trying to throw a little what they call it? What part? Hold on, let me check that. Let me go back to my notes.
Theories, man. Throw them in the chat.
He
Why y'all
was
think had
trying.
that
He
much
was
baby
still
oil?
trying to throw these freak offs during COVID. Probably he just had a smaller crowd type deal. So he knew I'm still getting busy. I'm still throwing them in the freak
Still
offs and
doing
stuff.
this.
No, don't do that. Don't you mix a Memphis legend up with that mess, bro. We're not gonna do that.
Man.
But yeah, he probably was doing that. So he's like, all right, let me stock up.
Yeah.
All right, 2 boxes from Amazon turned into 4 boxes to Amazon, turned into 100. You feel me? And then it was like, okay, I ain't throwing the freak offs as frequently as I was when I was locked up. So now they just stocked up.
It's funny you said purchases about Amazon. I think you was telling us that you heard that his accounts just got froze.
They forfeiture everything under the Combs Enterprise. So they seized everything, all his accounts, all his property, like anything that's within the Combs Enterprise, which that's basically everything. Forfeiture.
Not everything. Brother like that, man, a sneaky individual like that with this much stuff
Offshore
going on
accounts?
in the back. Come on now. Money got Diddy. Diddy got money. Yeah.
Money got Diddy, all right.
It did, man. That money got him. But yeah, he got stuff hidden all over the place, man.
That's scary. That's now let's segue a little bit. I know we talked about the baby one. We could probably talk about that. We're probably gonna come back to it. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't gonna lie. That's just such a crazy thing to say. Let's talk about the situation now that's been an uproar of trying to pinpoint everybody who's been in a photo with him. Now, I know some of that may be because what you mentioned earlier about the racketeering. And when it's racketeering, there's multiple parties involved.
Yeah.
So they trying to see who all can be. How do y'all feel about the premise of every celebrity that's been in a photo? It's like, all right, now we got to look into that because they must know.
Because it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but the law got to do their job. You know what I'm saying? They got to do.
I don't think that's the law. I think that's the internet.
I don't think so, bro.
I kind of agree about the law doing their job, because it's like, you got to think about it. Suppose this happens with a nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I decide I want to stash 1,000 bottles of baby oil and do the stuff that he was doing, right? Quite naturally, they see me in a picture with Addison. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what our relationship is. They just know y'all in the picture together. So there's some sort of understanding between the two of y'all. So it's like, we ain't saying you did it, but what you know.
We got to look into it.
Because you can't tell me all those celebrities didn't know he's a freak. Y'all saw that Kevin Hart interview when he was talking about Usher fighting the Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
And then the Justin Bieber. So did y'all see what they said he did to Justin Bieber?
No, I didn't see that.
They was saying that he it was allegedly before I say this, because this might be some tea for somebody. They said that at one of Diddy freak offs, they got some footage of Justin Bieber doing a little 1-2-1-2 with Odell Beckham.
Yeah, see, that sound like cap, right?
Yeah, that sound.
Because see, when they start to combine the big names together, that's when I stop believing, right? You know what I'm saying? Because when the rumors surface, I want to laugh, just being realistic.
Yeah.
But I can't even laugh how I want to when it just becomes a match of ruining people's images and, you know what I'm saying, throwing names around. Because it's like, realistically speaking, in the event that somebody is, wild enough to do that stuff, do you really think they're going to go high profile on high profile? It rarely turns out that way. That's, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the tricky part of it too, is because it starts getting to the point to where nobody cares if a few details aren't true, if some serious ones already are. So even if you're like, bro, no, I didn't mess with Justin Bieber and them. I just messed with Dwight Howard and them. It's like, all right. They're not gonna care. They're not.
Yeah.
Dwight, please. It was just a joke. We're not getting on you today. We were just making an example. So I think certain details like that, it's like, as somebody who is at the degree of guilty as it seems that this brother is, when they start fighting the smaller battles, it just feels like a losing battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, for him, it's down the drain. It's just like throwing random names into it.
Yeah.
Is when I'm like, all right, y'all, why? And now that's when I get into, okay, this is not, people doing their job. This is social media.
Yeah. And then and deeper than that, I feel like what it's actually doing is getting more people to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
That's what I think the real thing is.
Yeah, it's gonna pile on.
Because if they can get everybody to disassociate with him, either because they don't want to get caught up in a mess, or just because they feel like, I mean, people do this all the time. When you hot, they all like you, but when you go through a scandal, they not picking up the phone.
Right.
They not, all the collabs and stuff like that. We never got in the studio together. I actually just recorded and sent them over my track. It's like, okay. All right,
Yeah.
I got a whole album together. So you sent the whole album, all your features on the album over together. So I think that's what it is. And it's funny because I think I was listening to Joe Budden talk about it with his crew. And they're like, so Joe, how you feel about this? Because I know your friends like, stop. I'm not friends with him. If you got business, you got business acquaintances. We're not friends. But it's funny because if that person was right there in front of you, you would not shut it down like that.
Exactly. Well, Suge Knight did an interview from jail, and I don't know how Suge Knight keep getting these interviews in jail, but he was talking about how he specifically named T.I. and Jay-Z, and it was somebody else, but he was saying that nobody's stepping up and nobody's saying nothing. And it seems like when he was talking, he trying to say it's something inside going on that the public don't know about, because he was basically saying like, y'all gonna let this happen, nobody gonna step up. T.I., Jay-Z, like he called them out by name. So it's like, what is it that the big names know that the public doesn't know? Because I think you still got to consider the timing. Why all of a sudden, and this happened with every celebrity who get caught, like R. Kelly, when the Bill Cosby situation happens, it's like, what is it that the public misses? And then they just like, boom, this person is a freak.
Yeah. And we have a question coming from the chat asking us, have we seen the Cassie video?
Yeah.
I have.
The one where he was beating on her.
Yes.
When she ran
Amongst
out the
other
hotel
things.
room.
Yeah.
Amongst other
I saw
things.
that.
And it's crazy because I do feel like that was the one, if I can pinpoint anything singular outside of all the crazy accusations, that was the one thing that I feel like everybody's like, all right, no, let's really look into this. But it also brought up another question to me that I'm curious how y'all feel about this. Now, obviously, when somebody is SA'd or messed with in that regards, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care what deal you made at the court. You're gonna have to, if you get dealt with on it, you get dealt with on it. But when it comes to settling things out of court, and then a person still finds a way to release said thing that was paid for outside of court or whatever the case may be, how y'all feel about that? Because at that point, I feel like it's less about justice and more about, I'm going to hit you when I know I can get the most out of you. But what are y'all's thoughts on that? Because I have different opinions on it. It just, to me, it always boils down to what the transgression was.
Yeah, that's why I feel too. It depends on the severity of the situation and stuff like that. So, I mean, with this one, it's like, yeah, you settled it out of court, but it really don't matter because the crime is so bad.
Yeah.
That it's no way you just finna get off scot-free just because you paid some money for this. I don't see that happening.
I think the other thing is that when I feel like it got fueled up because after he paid the settlement, the statement that he made gave more energy of, I paid the settlement out of the kindness of my heart. You know, when he do the XOXO love. I don't know if y'all read it when it first happened, but it was basically like he paid her the settlement, but then came back to the media and him and his spokesperson was on some, hey, we had our differences, it's our love, but it wasn't as bad as she's making it seem like it is. So I feel like she doubled down on it, like, oh, you gonna pay me and then think you gonna try to make the media think I'm a liar and you just paid me. Almost like pity. Yeah. Like he paid her out of pity. So I feel like it could be some ego involved.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
he lied. He lied too. Though. That's what made it work. He lied. He said he didn't put his hands on nobody or anything like that. So then when that comes out and you've lied, but you've been swearing up and down, you've never done that. Now you get into the details, and I think it was some around the regards of he claims that she was going through his phone and she hit him with a phone, something crazy like that. But it's like, you did say you never put hands on her.
Yeah.
It's like when a kid comes up to you, it's like, they smacked me in my face. It's like, I understand that. Why did they smack you in your face?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't say that nothing happened prior to that. So
and then look at it, going back to like that video.
It was disturbing, bro.
That don't look like a video or a situation where it's like a heat of the moment type of deal.
You don't think so?
She
No.
was running.
No.
She had a bag. She was ready to go.
That looked like a continuous thing.
It definitely does feel like they've done a version of that before.
That's what I'm saying.
I got
Because for her to go back, for him to feel so comfortable, first of all, coming out in a towel
In a public
public hotel to do that, that means that you are so out of it and you so conditioned and used to being able to do this, probably in the comfort of your own home, that you didn't realize where you were. To you, this was just another day.
But that's my biggest problem with the whole thing. As big of a skill as this is, because they've been talking about him having the parties, and they say, no, it's not the parties, it's the party after the party where things go down at. I feel like, I think this man think he got so big that he was invincible.
Yeah.
You walking out in the lobby dragging a woman through the hall?
Yes.
That's crazy to me. Just to think you can do that and ain't nobody gonna people outside that door like, what's going on? It's insane.
Yeah.
And he was kicking her and doing some other stuff. It was insane to me on so many different levels. And I do feel like when we look back at things, that'll be one of the key moments where it's like, that was the moment he was not recovering from said situation. Now, obviously, people have got out, on technicalities, whether it's OJ, Bill Cosby. It's been a lot of people got out for some various reasons. And I'll be interested. Do y'all feel like it's a possibility for him to find a way out of?
It's no coming back from what's going on right now.
Once you get caught red-handed, that's a whole different story. Like even in relation to somebody like more recently, R. Kelly, you find stuff or you find what appears to be stuff, but it's a whole different story when you caught in 4K doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like even aside from the allegations, like the intimacy allegations. But when it comes down to the essay stuff, you know what I mean? Things that have to do with misplacing your hands on a person, especially a person of the opposite gender, at the very least, you're gonna get thrown away for that.
Yep.
So like, even
nobody gets away with that.
Yeah, like that just don't happen.
I don't care what status you are, what kind of money you have. Nobody gets away. When a man puts his hands on a woman, especially when it's caught on film, you're not getting away with it. I don't care who you are. We have seen it time and time again.
It's so true.
With the NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever it is, rappers, singers, actors, whatever it is, whoever it is, when you put your hands on a woman and they catch you, it's over.
I actually feel like it's deeper than that. I feel like if a woman puts their hands on you, it's also potentially over. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
If it gets out in that big of a public sphere, because they're not gonna. When a woman puts their hands on a guy, they don't ask why you did it. They ask what made her do that. That's the difference. But you're right. But P Diddy, he got a whole different situation going on. I think those two things are just not even comparable.
It's over.
Let's hit the chat for a minute. Let's see what some of the people are talking about, man. What questions do y'all have for us? We can hit a few rapid fires in regards to the P Diddy situation before we go on to checking out some footage. Not of baby oil anymore, y'all, but a few concepts that are going on. We got some people saying they feel like Jonathan got screwed. And also, Ayana wants to preface this by saying Cassie didn't release the video, the FBI did. Okay. But I feel like stuff like that happens when they like, man, bump y'all little NDA, y'all little out of court stuff. We want you.
Exactly.
We want you and we need you. That's exactly what that is. Kate asked if we've read the indictment. Was the indictment one of the things you had?
Yeah, that's exactly what I read. The
Okay.
14-page indictment. That's how I got the charges and things like that.
Okay. All right. Outside of that, I think we got a few comments that it's quite a few, y'all. Y'all throwing quite a few in there. But what I think we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and get ready to check out some of the videos that are up. Some of these comments getting crazy. I tripping. Which one y'all want to go with first?
The one with the clips and the interviews.
The 10 disturbing interviews?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull that one up first. Make sure I got audio going through. We're about to check out the 10 disturbing Diddy interviews because of what we now know.
Mr. Ditter.
All right. Make sure we get the audio just right. And y'all can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes it doesn't come out into the forefront the way this one has come out.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today, we're rewinding several interviews that retroactively left us asking, what did Diddy say?
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time.
I mean, that's an interesting start.
It is.
Speaking it into existence.
Manifested.
Yeah.
Lord said, I got you. Just wait on it. I got you. Just wait on it. Keep throwing them. How you throwing them?
Representing The Wendy Williams Show. After Hot 97 fired Wendy Williams in 1998, she accused Sean P. Diddy Combs of using his money and influence to, quote, try to crush her in New York. Almost 2 decades after their beef started,
Have y'all seen her lately,
Williams
bro?
welcomed Diddy
Yes.
onto her
Yeah,
talk
they
show,
was looking a little
seemingly
sad,
on
bro.
good terms.
She got real sick, huh?
Yeah, hopefully she's doing
a lot
better.
of people off, including you. But this is a full circle
Yes,
moment, everybody.
yes.
Get into adult conversation.
Yeah,
This is full circle.
Yeah.
While Diddy
That
presents
man looking at it like, yeah, we straight. Come to the after party. I forgive everything. That's what that man looking like.
himself as someone
Why would
who's
you say
matured
that,
into
bro?
a role
I didn't say it.
model,
That was his
several
eyes.
moments are now traced with irony.
He does not look
Williams
happy.
inquires
No.
about Diddy's lifestyle and the people he surrounds himself with, asking if they, quote, violate him. She meant financially, but her phrasing proved prognostic.
You threw a house party and I got the footage. Okay. Look at this. Now, who has this many people at their
Golly,
house?
party went crazy.
Or Sean, Diddy, Doody, what do I call you?
Diddy later discusses setting a positive example for African American males and his charter school, Capital Prep. Diddy's partnership with the school unsurprisingly ended in November 2023. A sexual assault accusation surfaced.
Our children are expected not just to learn to read, write, and compute, but to use that which they've learned to improve their community.
Defending Justin Bieber, Access Hollywood. The allegations
a
against P.
young
Diddy have
JB,
made
man.
people reassess his relationships with several young proteges, including Justin Bieber. Diddy's 48 hours with Bieber in particular isn't as cool as it seemed in 2009.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Although Diddy is in trouble.
I feel like this ain't fair though.
Yeah.
I feel like it ain't fair.
That's when it get bad.
We
bro.
can all get got on stuff like this.
Yeah.
Please don't pull up no high school videos of us joking around playing, bro. It's gonna get bad.
Yeah.
Everything can get taken out of context for anybody. The scene that they showed real quick of all those people at the house party. I think the amount of witnesses is gonna go crazy.
But see, in my personal opinion, and it goes back to what was talked about earlier as far as the party after the party, I think a lot of those people are oblivious.
Yeah.
Because they're drunk and high, or just because
That
There's so much going on.
Yeah, but if you compilate that with the fact that they're not a part of the VIP access, that's not the freak off. Like the freak off don't happen until after. Like if you've seen did you hear Lecrae talk about it on the podcast?
not on a podcast. I've heard him in his music talk about things like that.
Yeah, so Lecrae has a podcast where he went into further detail, basically saying, him with his image was told, excuse yourself, which means that there's a cutoff point. Like he even, I believe he went as far as to say a specific time.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're
So
talking
it's
about,
like, I believe a lot of those people they can't take the stand because they don't know. I think there's going to be far more people who are like, whoa, that's what happened after I left.
Yeah. Yep. I believe that too.
Interesting.
And And that's why they got to look into everybody, bro.
And
Because we need to know who know. We got to know. Well, not we. I don't care.
I could tell you a reason why they wouldn't come out, though. I could tell you a reason why. They saying everything's filmed, photographed. So it might be in their interest to like, yo, I don't know none either, because if I say I know, then they're going to look for my footage, and then my footage is going to get exposed just to help the other people out. So it's crazy.
Trouble with the law now. The positions were reversed in 2014 when Bieber got arrested for a DUI. Diddy defended Bieber in an Access Hollywood interview. He acknowledged that the pop star had made mistakes, but Diddy vowed to help him stay, quote, on the right track.
I don't think that he should be judged like he's not a human being or he's not a teenager that has.
I remember seeing this.
Hit some stumbling blocks. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fair to make him a perfect human being.
Fast forward almost a decade, Bieber's arrest feels innocent compared to Combs's. Bieber wasn't as quick to rush to Diddy's defense. A source claims that Bieber doesn't want to focus on Diddy's scandal, instead dedicating his time to being, quote, a great dad and husband.
I didn't know Bieber tatted like that.
To have any affiliation with any of this? No, but I think that even for him, where he is in his life right now, I think it is a smart thing for him to just not even get involved in anything.
Keep J-Lo's name.
You need your team, but she's lost.
Oh snap! That commercial is going crazy.
Yeah, snapping on it, they hit it.
So that's the thing, bro. A lot of people, they look like they bound out so that they don't get wrapped into it.
In late 2023, shortly before Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit against Diddy, the rapper sat down with Jimmy Kimmel. The host asked about a rumor circulating amid the release of Jada Pinkett Smith's memoir, Worthy.
Okay. We just got another super chat. Let me pause this real quick to read it out. First of all, shout out Hummingbird Perks. Appreciate you for coming through. Wrightson says his lawyers keep saying consenting parties, but SA can happen after consent. I believe a lot of the consenting was really entrapping. That is a hey, Hummingbird. You know you don't come on here too many times with no crazy takes. They always be like super legit.
According to somebody claiming to be Diddy's former security guard, Will and Jada wanted to have a threesome with Jennifer Lopez. Diddy was dating Lopez at the time, allegedly threatening to beat up Will Smith. Hearing Kimmel relay this tale, Diddy initially responded with a stone-cold stare. He quickly changed his tune, laughing it off and denying such gossip.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jimmy, I thought we was friends. What is this?
Whether or not this story is completely fabricated, it's far from the most shocking thing Diddy has been accused of. It isn't the most bonkers story involving Will and Jada either.
No, it's all about love, though. That's not true.
You really heard that? Nah.
What? Yeah.
Hands to yourself, Diddy. The Keenan Ivory weigh-in show. In the past, if you had P Diddy and Mike Tyson in the same room, chances are we'd be more intimidated by the heavyweight champion. Now we'd be more concerned for Tyson's well-being.
Man,
in 1998, the two appeared on Keenan Ivory Wayans' short-lived talk show. If you're curious about the pairing, the boxer wanted to start a music company.
People's been helping me out. Wycliffe's been helping me out. Devontae Swing's been helping me out. And hopefully Puffy helped me out, you know.
While much of the interview feels casual, a blink and you'll miss it dose of awkwardness occurs as Diddy's hand gets a little too close to Tyson. Wearing a grin, Tyson removes Diddy's hand before scooching away.
But it was like, I just felt I was embarrassed for like weeks. It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see. Oh, yes, he's glittering. It truly is about the Benjamin.
Hey, what y'all think about that clip, man? Doing too much? Or is one of them like, hey, bro, I know how you get down, let me remind you again, keep your hand away from it?
I think you know how he get down.
I mean,
think so? You don't think that's just like
maybe it was a joke because he said something about it being about the Benjamin.
And did he have some on his hand? Like,
hey, I'm like, maybe he was like, bro, you close to my pockets. You know what I'm saying? Type deal. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the tricky part about stuff like this. Like, when you already take everything for what it is, everything becomes more.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like Diddy did some stuff. But now everything he did is seen in that light.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's tough because he's already guilty. Then you make him guiltier with stuff that probably wasn't even that.
He's already Diddy, and you just make him Diddy-er.
Diddy,
essentially.
I would argue to say he's the diddliest.
Well, he is Diddy.
We can put this to bed. Can somebody please ask Mike Tyson, hey, in that clip, why'd you move his hand?
Yeah.
We can put this to bed
But
now.
50 Cent was talking about how he said he wanted to take him shopping. Like, it's been multiple interviews
Hold on. Who wanted to take who shopping?
You can pull up the clip. 50 Cent said that he didn't mess with Diddy because Diddy told him that he was gonna take him shopping.
Yeah.
Why would another grown man just tell another grown man that unless it's like you knew it was something that they needed or it was like,
well,
especially when you got both a grown man of that caliber of wealth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is the thing too though. Y'all know 50 be petty, bro.
Oh, that's a fact.
Y'all.
That's a fact.
Y'all know he's a
But-
rather petty brother. So
These things happened before though. That's what I'm saying. When
Before
they
he was
resurfacing
petty?
that. No, not 50 Cent always been.
I thought that was out the womb.
Yeah, I'm saying, but before the allegations came out, like, you know how certain things come up, it's a lot of celebrities who had already insinuated that Diddy was Diddy before this whole situation.
Okay. I got you. Let's get back to this part right here. There we go. And start it off.
Perhaps we're reading too much into this gesture, but to say that Diddy has been accused of invading personal space would be an understatement. Watching this makes us almost as uncomfortable as Tyson.
What we doing, man? Let's talk about this guy. Yeah, let's talk about Puff.
73 Questions with Sean Diddy Combs. Vogue. Vogue's 73 Question series allows viewers to connect with celebrities on a more personal level.
All right, bro, let's see the
Admittedly,
warehouse
a lot
room.
of these interviews are presented through a rose-tinted lens. Nowhere is that more apparent than in Diddy's
That's a
interview.
crib right
I don't
there
see
too.
no baby or nowhere.
You want to know why you don't?
Eccentric.
Because it's in all of them packages. He strategically hit them guys. This was a
That's
shipment
probably all
right
he
here.
asked for Christmas.
Man, that was a shipment at least about 500 of them right there.
And I'm a Scorpio.
In 2017, the video presents Diddy in a down-to-earth light. On the heels of his 2024 arrest, though, some of Diddy's responses feel like setups for punchlines that late-night hosts would have a field day with.
Now, you've gone on the record saying that your white party is up there with the top 3 that you've ever thrown for people. What are the other 2?
I would say when I got my star in Hollywood, I had a party. And this year at Burning Man at an undisclosed location.
To name a few, Diddy describes himself as, quote, eccentric, says that there are, quote, no misconceptions about him, and claims, quote, compassion is his best personal trait. Diddy also brings up love several times, even asking the interviewer to refer to him by that name. Oh, and his dream collaboration would be with Michael Jackson.
Why?
I mean, it's Michael Jackson, man. Who wouldn't?
The Princes and Puffy, The Graham Norton Show.
One thing they talked about that we didn't hit on. To y'all's knowledge, have they asked J-Lo about anything?
Not that I know about.
Do y'all not feel like she might be one of the strongest sources, given that she was the ex?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's on the way.
Yeah.
But at this point, for me, it's more so like, depending on, because we also got to keep in mind they raided his home. So depending on how much evidence they have, that really is going to determine how many questions they feel like they even need to ask.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we have somebody requesting to speak real quick coming up. Live call-ins, we're taking those over on Discord. We have Ayana. What's going on, Ayana? How are you?
Hi guys, how are you guys?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to say I think you guys are kind of a little bit underestimating how much power Diddy really had in these circles. Just because Wendy Williams tried to expose Diddy, she was fired, jumped, and when she let it go, she got her own show. His ex Audrey O'Day tried to expose him. Everybody attacked her and nobody believed her. Even when Cassie came out, this man is feeding me. If you look at her social media, so many people attacked her. There's like a real fear that comes with trying to expose somebody who's a billionaire and who has a lot of dirt on a lot of people.
Yeah.
Money talks.
That's a fact. Appreciate you for coming up and talking to us, Ayana. Appreciate you.
Sorry, it was my daughter.
Oh, lady. All right, y'all, back to it. Let's check out more of this Diddy interview video.
Many famous names have quote-unquote partied with Diddy over the years. Not every invitee showed up, however. In 2011, Graham Norton asked about a rumor that Diddy wanted Princes William and Harry to attend one of his parties. Diddy assured Norton that they were no longer on the list.
Not anymore. I mean, before, you know.
Don't ruin our royal wedding for us.
I know. Trust me, they're off the list.
This was seemingly because William was about to marry Catherine Middleton, but Diddy's clumsy word choice turned this clip into certified cringe. Diddy claimed that he wanted to party with the princes when they were, quote, young bucks growing up.
I can just go over for some tea or something and we could kick it.
Since the princes had something of a reputation for getting into trouble, Diddy thought they'd, quote, want to hang out. Given what allegedly went down at numerous Puffy parties, Diddy might have felt more at home with Prince Andrew.
Going to Jeffries was not about partying. Absolutely not.
Any interviews with Cassie. Throughout their...
Just for clarity, he talking about Epstein? What was he talking about?
I don't know.
What, he said Jeffries, or is that? Y'all let me know. What Jeffrey talking about?
Relationship, Diddy and Cassie Ventura accompanied each other to various red carpet events. Even when flying solo, Diddy and Cassie would often speak adoringly of each other.
The birthday party was incredible. She's such a special person.
On the surface, the two looked like the epitome of a glamorous couple. That illusion was shattered when Cassie sued Combs for a, quote, cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking that allegedly lasted almost a decade.
If I'm on her team as her attorney, I'm making it clear that that's what happened here, that the relationship started out good, but gradually it got worse and worse to the point that she was caught in this vicious cycle. She was caught under his thumb.
Some of Cassie's claims were supported by video evidence. After watching this footage, it's impossible to look back on any of their interviews together.
Yeah, we may not show most of this clip right here because Brother Diddy, man, gets a little bit unhinged.
The most disheartening example may have been
they
at
helped
the
us out.
2018 Met Gala, where Liza Koshy asked Cassie if there was anything she'd like to confess.
I keep everything right here. Or right here.
There you go. That's how you do it. Cassie wouldn't keep quiet much longer. Chris Brown, Rihanna, and Diddy too. The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Few could have predicted that P. Diddy and Ellen DeGeneres would both be problematic figures by 2024. Diddy
remind me briefly, if y'all do know, what was going on with the Ellen DeGeneres situation?
I don't know.
Nothing about Ellen.
I don't know nothing about
I know she had some stuff that came up. I can't. Oh shit!
Let me Google.
I think she.
Yeah, no.
If I may be wrong, I think the only thing I know that I think I remember, then she ended up getting a divorce or something like that, right?
I'm saying, but whatever they're hinting at makes it seem like it's worse than just a
I don't
from a public
I don't really
sense.
know.
Okay.
They said.
Go ahead.
They said that her show got canceled because of reports of a toxic work environment at the Ellen Show with accusations of racism and sexism.
Oh.
Okay. I think I remember hearing something in regards to that a while ago. Appreciate you.
Show multiple times. Puffy parties were a popular topic. Ellen even invited him to one of her parties.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late.
Mm.
Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
In an especially unsettling interview from 2009, DeGeneres asked Diddy about Rihanna and Chris Brown, the latter of whom had been accused of domestic violence. Diddy reportedly lent Brown his Miami mansion, supposedly attempting to help reconcile his relationship with Rihanna.
If I could be there as
Reminder
a
to
friend
call
during
in
hard
via
times, then I'm gonna be there as a
Discord.
friend.
Right.
But I don't know the exact particulars. I didn't get into it. I'm not going to do this or do that. It was a dark time for them, and I was there more as a support.
Diddy didn't deny these claims, saying that he could lend his house to whoever he wanted. While Diddy condemned violence, he argued that stones shouldn't be thrown without all the facts. Unlike Diddy, Brown notably pleaded.
See, those are the things though. Like that statement right there. That's something like guilty people say. When they tell you something violent happened, it's like, yeah, I understand you, but you need to understand both sides. It's like, hold on, bro, he punched her. What you mean when you understand both sides? Now, I understand there's more details that we can get out of it, but that's not going to stop us from saying dude punching a woman is out of pocket.
Pleaded guilty to his assault charges.
From there, I said, you know what, I'm gonna just take everything and like it's come my consequences.
for my actions have to be dealt with.
Lock the Doors, Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Between Danny Masterson and P Diddy, celebs should be careful what they...
I'm glad they just brought up the Chris Brown situation, because when that happened with Rihanna, it was really big.
Yeah.
But now, like, ain't nobody talking about that.
Right.
Do you all feel like if Diddy only had the situation with Cass in the hotel that came out, and not all this other racketeering and all the other indictment stuff that you read, that would gloss over in a similar fashion?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Even quicker, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conan O'Brien. It may come back to haunt them years later. In Diddy's case, Conan spoke with the rapper in 2002.
Now, you're legendary for the parties that you throw. You throw a great party.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things.
O'Brien wanted to learn the key to throwing a puffy party. Diddy provided a detailed list that included beautiful ladies, beautiful men, booze, water, and, quote, locks on the doors. Conan brought the interview to a brief halt, questioning if Diddy's parties were safe.
No, I wasn't saying. No, it was a new
Sean,
party.
you're in my house now, you see. You stumbled into my house.
Please.
It's okay. It's going to be fine.
Okay, cool. Please let me finish.
Okay.
Diddy admitted that the locks were a little, quote, kinky, although there might be another word for it. Maybe Diddy intended this as a joke, but considering everything that's been reported about his parties as of late, this answer comes off as brutally honest.
Everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting.
Depends on the way you look at it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, that's that stuff.
The context for that interview was what he was talking about was not having air conditioning at the parties, because he said that when people cool off, it messes up they vibe with the alcohol. And so he was saying it's better for them to be hot and then get sweaty.
I'm going to be honest with you. Man, editors can do wonders. Editors can make you look like just the worst villain ever. Everything you said is facts, but some people will watch just this video and be like, that man was talking about they was trying to build up a little sweat for the freak off in there without knowing any of the context. You right, but I'm just... The writing's on the wall, y'all.
Party premonition. Entertainment Tonight. In 2001, Diddy spoke with Entertainment Tonight about his gun trial, calling it, quote, a scary situation.
12 people who hold the fate of your life. But I put it in God's hands.
2 years earlier, Diddy gave another interview that foreshadowed his current legal situation. Diddy claimed he couldn't get a permit for his parties, although this wouldn't stop him from throwing them. He suspected that eventually the authorities would arrest him for trying to, quote, have a good time.
Whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated. There's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it.
25 years after this
Hold
interview,
on. That's somebody
Diddy was
to know.
charged with several serious...
You have to have a permit for having a certain number of people attend your house or attend an event on your own property?
Yeah. Because it's a safety hazard.
Okay.
His crimes. This includes sex trafficking, which extends to his alleged freak-off parties.
He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him.
Combs has pleaded not guilty, and time will only tell if the verdict will be in his favor. Given the toll the scandal has already taken on his reputation, though, the party may be over for good.
Beyond what the people know about, all of the extra stuff that people don't even know about, or people that are close to you don't even know about. And sometimes it just feels like, you want to give up.
What do you think is Diddy's most notorious interview? Let us know in the comments.
I'm gonna be honest, after checking that video out, it was some bad ones in there. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Though. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I think more so because they tried to take more of a
I think it'll be worse when other people start telling their side of things.
which is another one of these videos by the same channel titled 10 Celebs Who Tried to Warn Us About Diddy. But before we go any further, I think we have Hummingbird Perks coming to the stage to speak. So let me go on and bring her up. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Hummingbird? How are you?
There we go. I'm good. How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, doing good.
think the biggest thing with the Diddy thing is that a lot of it was consensual. I think what they're really going to get him on is the drugging, because that's the biggest thing. Is that yes, they might have been there for the Diddy party. They knew what they were getting into, but a lot of them were inebriated with these spiked drinks he was given, and he was there to record their bad behavior. And I think a lot of it was used kind of like blackmail.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this video of you. Now you was doing fine at the beginning of this video. You was smiling in everybody's face and drinking it up, and then you had a little fun. I think a lot of it is going to be him drugging people that's going to get him in trouble.
And I'm gonna be honest, that's some evil work right there.
Man.
It is.
That's some evil, nasty work right there. And I guess if you had a theory behind it, since you brought it up, what do you think his intent and purpose was of doing that? Just as a power play to get other things out of them without having to put dollar signs behind it? Or what do you think?
No, I think a lot of it was to get out the sexual deviancy. See, once you get to the point where you can buy yourself anything, you can have anything, what's left is sexual deviancy. And nobody wants to be the only freak at the party. And I think that's what happened at his freak offs, and why they were announced that is people were allowed to, because these are superstars, so they turn it in their phones. This is an anonymous setting for them. And some people went a little too far because of the extra boost in their drinks. They probably had their own stuff with them.
Yeah.
And then they was getting extra stuff put on them. That's why he had them IVs ready at the end of the night.
Okay. Let me ask you this question too then. This is for the panel too. Do you all think Diddy is as guilty or less as guilty as news and media is making him out to be?
More.
More?
What you're about to say.
Yeah.
I think it's worse because you got to think
More because,
for everything that you uncover, there's something that hasn't been discovered.
Yep.
Like even on our regular day to day, as people, we've all done something that we're not proud of. Maybe, hopefully, not to that degree, but we've done something, even if it was telling a white lie or whatever the case may be. And when somebody finds out, or even if you confess, 100% is never available. Even if it's 99, there's gonna be something that's like, okay, there's always more.
Yeah. It's going to be something that they can't find proof of. Like, every single moment couldn't have been caught on camera. Every single person can't have a direct account of what exactly happened. And it's not even to the things at the party that other people was probably doing is a thing, but you got to think about things that he's done. Like, if he's that freaky to get other people to do those things, like, he is, one of his charges is sex trafficking, like by force or prostitution. Like in Cassie's, I actually read the Cassie lawsuit. It was like 30-some pages. She was talking about how he would bring men and make her have sex with the men while he watched. So he basically was using her as a prostitute and recording her. And so that's something that is just like, how do you explain that? Like, he drugging her. She said that she was addicted to ecstasy. He would make her take ecstasy every single day. He would take her to undisclosed locations, and then he would bring them in. What do you call that?
Yeah, it's just like, it's a lot to be considered. You know what I'm saying? If he do, like you said, if he do all that in public, you got to think that's what he feels comfortable doing in the company of other people. But when a person is willing to go that far, you got to consider there's something that he don't want other people to know. There's something that he's doing more that he feels like, okay, I can't show them this. And if he felt like that wasn't the thing, then it's no telling what that thing was. Like, there's a secret somewhere in there. It gets worse. I'm just being realistic. It gets worse.
Yep.
It was funny. I got an interesting comment. I don't know why. Maybe it was geared towards us. Maybe it was geared toward the chat. Somebody said, "Do you all back Diddy?" I don't know in what shape, form, or fashion of what you might have heard.
Back to prison.
Man, ain't no shape, form, or fashion do we back him. But you actually do lead me into the next question I'm about to ask. With R. Kelly, there was a big movement of people saying like, nah, we ain't listening to his music no more. We ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? I Believe I Can Fly. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Erase all of that. Do you all feel like musically it will be the same way for Diddy? And do you all subscribe to that notion of, once we find out this about said person, I don't want, forget all the rest of their stuff that they did that actually is a part of some people's childhood, some people's key moments in high school, college, whatever case may be?
I think it's different from person to person. It depends on how you feel, and if you feel like, you know, it's a certain level of conviction you feel by listening to this person's music, then hey, get rid of it. But if you feel like you can separate the situation from the music that may have helped you or made you feel a certain way throughout your life, then hey, that's your deal. I don't think it's a right or wrong way to do it.
So,
honestly,
you don't feel like it should be handled one way or the other?
I don't, because I mean, we talked about this actually today.
We talked about it today with the Christian hip hop artists.
Yes, Christian hip hop artists and Christian singers and gospel artists. Just because you aren't living by your lyrics, don't mean that those lyrics aren't true.
Yeah,
or though that song can't affect somebody in a positive manner to where it helps them throughout their life.
Yeah,
you just ain't right when you turn the mic off and stop singing. You ain't right.
Yeah.
But that song was beautiful.
Yeah.
So
in the context in which Brandon's speaking about, so earlier we talked about it was a conversation we were having about some Christian artists, and then when I was younger, what I would used to do is when I was recommending certain songs to different people, when they asked me who should they listen to or yada yada, I would say, man, you listen to this person, man. It's a real man of God right there. Like, bro, the way he's speaking, like he knows XYZ. And then a year later, some crazy scandal will come out, and you're like, but brother, in your lyrics, you said you was the exact opposite was how you felt.
Yeah.
So what I started to do and what I started to shift is a lot of times celebrities, indoor artists, however big or small they are, you don't know them. So what I started doing is like, this song from this person I like a lot, and it hits on a good point or a good topic, and I recommend this, but I can't necessarily speak to said person or not. And I was curious too. I don't know, Brandon spoke about it. Jay, I know you're really into music. You taking off with that. And you were part of that conversation too. And Santi, how do y'all feel about that conversation?
In regards to like just us talking about the artists.
Yeah, like Diddy specifically. If everything is true that goes on, do you feel like? And I'm not a part of the cancel culture movement, but what do you feel like should happen to that and how that should be discussed and engaged with?
Well, there's a lot of ways to go with it. What people, well, I'm not even gonna say people because social media is not a real place. But what social media is gonna want to see happen is his music disappear. What's gonna happen? His music's not gonna disappear, right? You would be better off doing, and I don't know, once again, our favorite word, allegedly. I don't know if this actually happened, but allegedly what happened in the R. Kelly scandal was that his royalties have gone to the victims. And the earnings from it have gone towards the funding for those people. Don't know how true that is, but if so, kudos to them. That's your best bet. People are not gonna stop listening. Right? You're not going to tell me, because you got to think about it, especially with somebody like Diddy, who's not the face of the music that he's producing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you telling people to stop listening to Mace. You telling people to stop listening to Biggie. You telling people to stop listening to Busta Rhymes because he's behind their music. You know what I'm saying? He's the mogul for a lot of, especially East Coast hip hop. Who's going to stop?
I want to make it a little bit practical because I think social media make you separate, like in certain aspects of society, we think of things on like such a big scale, like, oh, he's a celebrity, so we're going to cancel him. If we use that same logic in everyday life, majority of things that we have, majority of people that we buy stuff from, we would not support them because you really just don't know what people do in their day-to-day lives. Like let's say you in a house, you don't know who built the house that you in. So then if the person who built the house is a pedophile, are you just gonna up and move out of the house because you found out what that person did? The person that you buy your clothes from, if you find out that they got a drug business going on in the back that you had no knowledge of, are you gonna burn all the clothes and take them back? So I feel like you have to separate like the person from the actions, or like the gift from the action, if that makes sense. Because people could use their gifts in a positive way, and like Brand was saying, it have a positive effect on people, but they just might not be right in certain areas, and nobody's perfect. So it's like, if we all found, the only thing about celebrities is, don't get me wrong, what he did is absurd, it's very sickening, and it's honestly just sad, but it's like, everybody does something, and so I feel like his music, that's a different lane. You could kind of argue that it isn't even the same person. Like, it's the same person, but
yeah,
and that's a good point, because I myself, being an artist, obviously not even on the same scale of what he has going on, but truthfully speaking, if we hold an artist to the spectrum of their personal life, you really wouldn't listen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that does not make room to act like people didn't do what they did.
Yeah.
But even, I'll take myself for an example. I've done things, you know what I'm saying, like I said, on a smaller scale, that is like, being a Christian artist, it'll be like, dang, he did that?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I did, because I'm human. And the moment that I slip under the covering of God, you know what I'm saying, the moment that I forsake my morality, and I think that I'm bigger than, you know what I'm saying, as we say in sports, my program being biblical principles, my flesh will step up. And I may have a situation where I may, you know what I'm saying, engage in sexual misconduct, or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, I may lie, whatever, that might not be reflective of my image. Does that mean that when I made that song, I was not using my gift for positivity? No, it's just who I am and what I do are not always in alignment. Should they be? Yes. But are they realistically? No.
And I got another thing to say about that, because you hit on something real important. Because if we actually held the people to, you know, moral codes and stuff like that make this music and stuff like this, 90% of the people that we listen to, we wouldn't listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these different rappers, you know, King Von, Mo3. If we actually listen to what they're saying in their raps and stuff like that, I mean, we just got to be honest. These people, if we hold them to what they're saying, these people are mass murderers, drug dealers, SAers, you know what I'm saying? Just like with Rick Ross and stuff like that. If we gonna do that, then we would have to do it in totality.
Yeah.
And that's not reality. That's not gonna ever happen.
True. And I do think also the difference is what was the mistake. I think sometimes people try to factor premeditated sin as a mistake. It's no, you planned to do that. That was not an accident. You actually thought through this, planned it out. Bro, you have rooms, cameras, and stuff set up. These are not mistakes. So there's a difference in that for sure.
It's definitely not a mistake when I know you finna do it again.
Yeah. Because the baby oil tells me that you're prepared.
Yeah. That's insane.
There's a routine in place.
For sure.
Hey.
Boy, you prepping for this.
I was going to ask about specifically in comparison, the R. Kelly and the Diddy situation. Like, they both horrible situations, but also so different. Like, I think it's a lot of people on the media putting them into the same bubble, but it's like, what Diddy is going down for, R. Kelly was going down for, like, child pornography, like child abuse and things like that.
Hey, just to let y'all know, that monetization over with on this video. Go ahead. It's over with.
Really?
Oh yeah, you good. Go on the top. We're talking now.
Oh,
It's
well.
a big rap.
You can't say that word?
We gonna find out.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
Yeah, normally it's corn with the C.
You got to speak in TikTok language.
See,
Come
on
on
TikTok,
now.
I be they clip the video and this be me. I ain't
Hey
gonna
man,
upload that again.
this how y'all know we love y'all, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah. whatever, that's what he went to jail for. And do y'all remember that when R. Kelly was going down, it was a lot of people who were shifting the blame to the parents. Like they was trying to say, the parents, they let their children. But with Diddy, it's nobody to shift the blame to.
Well, these are adults, right? So the issue is with the R. Kelly situation, there's a blame shift because while we understand how guilty he is for what he's done, you also look at the responsibility aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? These are minors. So you're not going to look at the minor for what happened to the minor. You're going to look for the responsibility. So it's like, where's the guardian? Why is your child in this position and why were you not aware? Diddy is like, you manhandling like grown people. Like how? There's nobody else to look at. So it's like both of them sick, but there's a blame shift from an aspect of your irresponsibility with your child helped him to be the sick individual he was.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like that's tough.
What do you feel like the enabling of the people around Diddy contributes to his situation? Because one of the things that's what I bring up again is racketeering. And these parties did not plan themselves.
No, they didn't.
I think that we had to talk about willing participants because a lot of times, like, okay, Diddy is a person and he's the biggest person with the biggest names. But for all of this to be going on and nobody saying anything, that's a bunch of messed up people. Like for him to have assistants, for him to have people working in his home, security guards, everything else, it's like Cassie actually put in her lawsuit against him that when she tried to run away, he had the security guards come get her. And so it's like, how fearful are y'all really of this one person? Or it's like, what is it that I just be thinking about what people are willing to, how they willing to sacrifice their morals when they had something to gain? Because he could have been paying these people. And it's like, it's one thing you want some money, but you going to allow somebody to do something this extreme for $1?
Absolutely.
Like, that's when you get into what's the real meaning of selling your soul. Like,
Well, that's the way of the world, though.
Yeah, we have to, you always have to understand God told you what it was going to be. This is in the Bible, that the love of money. And people love to say that money is the root of all evil. No, it's the love that produces an innate desire for that money. That's the root of all evil, that will cause you to do things completely immoral for the sake of gaining access to whatever it is that you have in your head. So I might think to myself, I want this life, but the only way I feel like I have access to this life is through money. So if somebody tells me, hey, listen, you don't have to do XYZ, you just have to bring people to me to do XYZ. Now, if I'm a person who doesn't value who I am more than what I can do, then it's over.
Yeah.
These people will sell out for $1. Nobody sells their soul to be broke. Let's be realistic.
That's a fact.
Nobody does that.
That's a fact.
well,
We got some call-ins too.
That's not related.
I think we have Maria B on the line. Can you hear us, Maria?
Yeah, but it's actually Mariah, but no biggie,
Mariah.
no biggie.
Hey, my fault, Mariah. I told you every time I say your name wrong, correct me. Talk to us, Mariah. Which part were you hopping in on?
I was just gonna say, like, my point, well, not my point, but like what I've been seeing is more so people like worrying about his possible gayness over everything else, and that's really like bothersome because one, this man had access to his victims' medical records. That's breaking so many laws
That's
there.
insane.
But then he kidnapped women, men for days or even a week because they were so badly beaten. That is not normal. But yet, why are we only mentioning or like focusing on baby oil and lube and dildo, like that stuff when there's so many heinous crimes. Like this is the problem with so much. But it's just really weird right now. It's just really weird.
Yeah, for sure.
One more thing is also like I don't really like how people are trying to badger and force alleged or like assumed victims and literally spamming the comments for them to speak out. Like they are literally living through this like over it now, and it's just very insensitive.
Yeah, I got you. I think I guess to speak to that point and just kind of thinking through it with you, I know you asked about why you feel like they harp on one aspect of it a lot. If I were to think through it, and y'all hop in here too, I think it's when somebody personifies one thing as the opposite. I think it's like, nah, I thought you was talking about you was with this girl, and it's like, oh, you doing the so I think that might be more so what it is. Just because that is the most like shock factor value of it. Now, of course, all the other stuff is crazy, but it's like, oh, can you believe he's actually doing XYZ with men as opposed to the women that he raps about in his music? I think that might be more so of it than
right.
But that's my thoughts. Y'all
But
got
it's
another
just
opinion on it?
because look, we are in 2024.
Mhm.
There are so many down low men that we that we know of. So why they're so, oh my God, he's gay or he's bi? How preposterous! You know what I mean? No, everything else is preposterous. like we live in DL, so like why are they so? Oh my God! You know, I don't know. It's just really odd, but hopefully it's just.
I feel like the reason behind all of what she's saying. I'm gonna be real with you. What's Mariah?
Yeah, Mariah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's cause it's funny. I'm sorry.
I was thinking that as she was talking.
Him being gay is funny.
It's the whole deal, like the baby oil, the no Diddy thing. Like it's funny. I cannot lie. It is extremely funny.
No Diddy pissed me off.
Yeah, it's the fact that we've even
why you
replaced
say
the
it
word
like you
gay.
say it frequently though? Yo, no Diddy
Because
came
why
out
are we
so
saying
perfectly.
no Diddy for gay shit? Like that's insane. Is it not?
The premise of the no Diddy that I kind of took was anything basically sexual. Like literally anything.
Right now it's just anything in general.
Yeah. It's just
Every,
like a
every other
homosexual.
sentence, it don't matter the
anything.
household. Somebody is saying Diddy. Like every 30 minutes, you hear Diddy.
Yeah.
I could
And that's
definitely
just-
see. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
I could definitely see the like why one would be disgruntled about, you know, the misplacement of priority in the cases. Because there is bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
you know, what
yeah.
he's done. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for sure.
And that stuff is important. Homosexuality is not a crime in the US law, right? But I think it's more so what Edison was saying as far as, because think about it. If this were, for instance, Sam Smith, right? He's openly homosexual man. Nobody's gonna harp on, oh, he's gay, because it's like, no, duh.
Yeah.
Right? Then it's like, dang, you did all of this stuff. But the priorities get misplaced when the sense of humor comes in, because it's like, you Mr. Big Bad, I got all the women.
Yeah.
Turns out you wanted the men. So it's not the homosexuality that's laughed at, it's the embarrassment of you're not what you said you are. Because had this been a openly gay man, had this been Frank Ocean, nobody's focusing on that because it's like we already knew that. But when P Diddy, Puff Daddy himself, right, bad boy for life, all of a sudden wants boys for life. Now it's like, oh wow, you know?
Yeah. I guess on that. Go ahead, Mariah. You got it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like I definitely feel you, but people they were calling him a little flamboyant even in the 90s. You know what I mean? And what's it even like wilder perspective is a lot of men who abuse women. They tend to be mad at themselves and be homophobic, but are gay themselves.
Absolutely.
And it kind of just, you know, like, and it kind of just, it makes my blood boil, but it's just like, like, you too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, I get that.
And one thing you did hit on that I do fully agree with you on in this aspect, there are definitely, as Jay said, bigger fish to fry. Like the whole trafficking ring in and of itself is like, what is going on here?
Someone is getting away with that for 30 plus years without politicians and cops, which have been proven he doesn't have them in his pocketbook.
Yeah, he had the key to the city.
Nurses,
Yeah.
like, because once again, liquid IV, well, not liquid, LOL, IV, all of that stuff, but also him having access to medical records. Do you understand? Them doctors are going to get on trial too, because that is
That's
HIPAA
HIPAA.
violation.
That's HIPAA right there.
You know,
That's HIPAA.
And then plus he also has
Yeah.
allegations with his, with minors, and that's a whole other field in itself. Minors should never be touched. You know what I mean? But it's Hollywood. Hollywood's been known to prey on minors, and if this is actually true, like, he deserves everything he get. No sympathy at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think the important thing also to understand is you can't expect social media to have morality.
Yeah.
Social media is the same place where you find out about this stuff. Social media is also the same place that's gonna laugh about it. And I'm not gonna sit here and cap like I ain't never had nothing to do with it. I laughed today. I laughed a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it more so comes from a place of understanding, like, look, if I could change it, I would. But reality is there are more bad people in this world than good. And that doesn't by any means give freeway or a hall pass to ignorance. But it's just one of those things where you have to take social media with a grain of salt, because if you try to change social media one comment at a time, you're never going to do anything.
Yeah. I feel like that goes into what Jay said, the fact that people have to realize that social media is just simply not a real place. Like, even when it comes to the comments, a lot of things, like, as a content creator, a lot of things that people are commenting, they don't actually mean, or they would never say in real life. Like, it's people who get on the internet for the simple fact of trolling. So somebody will be in the comments cracking jokes, saying something that they would not agree with in real life.
On a fake page,
yeah,
too.
It's just like, it's just not a real place. And I feel like if once you understand, it's kind of sad that most people don't internalize the fact that it's not a real place. We take everything on that serious. We think we know the people, and it's like you don't even know how tall the people that you looking at are. You don't know what's going on. So I definitely think I was gonna say with the baby oil situation, bigger fish to fry would be the fact that they found so many drugs. Like, there were also thousands of drugs that they found, ecstasy, but we just like, how much Johnson Johnson they said he had? Because we want to troll. It's the internet. And a lot of people be looking for laughs just to make light of a situation as well. Like, the situation is so uncomfortable when you really get to the details that it kind of, if we really sat down and everybody on social media was serious about the fact that he did what he did, that would be a sad day.
Yeah, we'll probably all be depressed.
It's like, he did
what?
what?
Dark place.
Yeah, and not to mention the other aspect of it, which is the guns. The guns as well.
Yeah.
All the guns that they said. Yeah, the guns, yeah.
I mean, this guy was essentially
I'm gonna
running
say
king.
this one thing. No, facts. Because I'm pretty sure that there's someone else who wants to speak. So I'm just gonna say this and I'll leave. There's been some rumors going around, but it actually makes a lot of sense because the baby, like the actual bottles were larger than regular size baby oil ones, that they could have been liquid GHB, which is for like date rape, which knocks you out, makes you like damn near like,
it's the Bill Cosby special, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like it makes you almost like paralyzed. And then before I leave, it's insane. Before I leave, I was gonna say also, like, I understand that the internet's not real, but these people are, and like what they're saying has value, even if it doesn't. Someone will still maybe get butthurt about it, but just also like the rhetorics and all that, like the whole just gossip and just speculation and all of that stuff, it hurts because there's people who are like you and I who have went through similar situations like this, not like Diddy, but you know what I mean? And it's just really like triggering. But just again, these are real, well, not the bots, but these are real people making these insane, you know, they're not mentally healthy. That's all I gotta say.
I got
But
you.
thank you guys so
No
much.
problem.
Have
No
a good
problem.
rest of the night.
You too. You said the internet's not real, so I need one favor from you. You ready?
Uh-oh.
You
Yeah,
got
what's up?
you got 5 seconds to prove to me that we're not talking to AI right now. This ain't AI Mariah. 5 seconds. What can you do to prove to us that you're a real living person right now? What you got for us?
I can change my profile picture with the same. I can hit a high note like Mariah Carey. No,
Okay, all right. Well, we good. Let's hear a little something.
Oh shit!
Oh, snap.
I'm so sorry, guys. So sorry. Let's just try. I haven't done my vocal warm up. So. Okay, ready? I'm so scared. Okay, I'm done. That was my whistle tone. That was my whistle tone.
That's crazy. We appreciate you, Mariah. We appreciate you.
All right, so have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, I definitely think the seriousness of it is there. And for me personally, when it comes to like my perspective on social media not being real, I don't ever say it from a perspective of everything on there is funny. It's more so a thing of it's not real because once you understand how messed up in the head people really are, like we might look at Sean Combs, but there's a lot of people holding their phone reading it with some guilty pleasures that are just as wrong. There's a lot of people who have some dirt that hasn't been uncovered because their name is not P Diddy. Or things on their mind that they haven't acted out yet, so they're insensitive to the topic, so it causes them to type in yada yada yada. So it's like not being a real place comes from not, oh, this is fake, it's not happening. It's more like, bro, these people are kind of a lost cause.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of it, I know Mariah was talking about why does it seem like one side of it is spoken about a lot, and then we talked about how social media is not real. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When things of this level of evil are done, I feel like every aspect of how it is exposed helps get momentum to get things brought to the light. Otherwise, kids are not gonna be sitting at court cases watching every person read, lawyers and attorneys and all that read the stuff.
14-page indictment.
They're not gonna read 14 pages of it. They're gonna look at the jokes on social media about the skits.
They know that baby oil.
Exactly, baby oil and stuff like that, and that helps get it momentum and helps it get more traction. So I think that's one of the reasons that it flows that way. I think, do we have anybody next coming up to us for any live call-ins? Let me know before we move on to another little clip. We got Brittany Mack coming through. What's going on, Brittany Mack? Talk to us. How are you? I think you're off mute. Can you hear us, Brittany? How you doing? All right, I'm gonna have to hit you with that windy one. How you doing? That didn't work either. You might have to try getting your audio settings back together and coming back. Next up, this one's kind of long. We can take a look at a few celebs who tried to warn us about Diddy. Brittany Mack is coming back one more time. Let's see if the audio works this time. All right, can you hear? Can you say something now? Let's see. Audio still not audioing. It's all right. It's all right. We can try it again. Let's take a look at a few clips of people that they said tried to warn us in regards to the P Diddy situation.
She kind of look like a white.
There are so many witnesses. There are so many victims.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today, we're looking at celebrities who spoke out against Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, before his 2024 arrest and indictment.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve.
Kanye West, In retrospect, we should have read between the lines whenever somebody described a puffy party. In a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe recalled attending a Diddy party where everyone was, quote, butt naked.
Stop talking. You met Chloe's new crew of friends. And all I said was, yes. And then I stopped. All I said was yes.
Khloe's former brother-in-law, Kanye West, also made comments
Everybody at the party was in their birthday suits?
Yeah, what do you...
Y'all think it really be parties like that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like, it's like a legit... I'm not talking about 5+. I'm talking about it's 30+ folks.
Yes.
Just
You gotta
cheeks
think.
and
If
cashews.
there's nude beaches, can you imagine what people would do in the privacy of a home?
Yeah. I think we underestimate on the internet just how sexual a lot of people are. Like, think about things that you've known regular people to do. It's just like, I think just because these people are celebrities, they still real people. There are a lot of hypersexual people in the world.
If anything, money makes it worse because you have more access.
It amplifies what you already are.
Like when you don't, like, just being real, when you broke, you can't get it as much.
Yeah.
You have unacquired discipline.
Like, think about like the Playboy Mansion and stuff like that. Like, you have certain like, it's like they be getting these women in one room by the hundreds.
And you also have to consider people. Not only do people already have a lack of morals, but there are also people who drop their morals for money.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got P Diddy type of money, you got to consider who P Diddy knows. So it's not just his money. See, if they investigate, what's really going to be found out is that there's other people funding. He's not the only one. Let's be real. If I'm rich and I'm sick in the head, I'm getting near Diddy. We finna do this together. So I'm essentially gonna sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he might be front and center, but I'm back there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got you 10K, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Leave your morals at the door.
No.
That's crazy.
That's not okay.
I never said it was okay.
I know he not saying it's okay, but I'm just saying, like, it
That's
just hurts to hear.
That's the
like,
thought process.
That's
You would be
not
surprised.
okay.
You would be surprised.
And it's crazy as many times we hear this, especially in church and other things like that. You know there's evil out in the world. I can't say that every time stuff like this comes, it's like, golly, they was doing all that?
Yeah.
That much? So, like, I think at this point, do y'all get that way too, or y'all hear stuff and it's like, yeah.
No, it'd be like,
know.
this is bad.
I'm talking about the surprising factor.
Yeah.
Are you like shocked?
To be honest, at this point in time, no.
I'd be shocked.
I was surprised during like probably my first 18 to 20 years of life. But at 23, nah, man, the world gets sicker by the day.
That's true.
It's like
I feel like I'd be shocked about the people. I'm not gonna say Diddy specifically shocked me, but I feel like a lot of times in the media, what it is seeing certain people in the image that they have, and then being like, "Wait, whoa, that's who you are in real
that's
life."
what shocked me. It'd be the
Like,
situation that shocked me.
it's like, what?
Not that it happened, but like who it's happening to, and like who you are in that certain situation. Is like, why couldn't you explain it to me?
Yeah.
What prompted you to do that?
Yeah, there's forever and always a high level of disappointment, I would say. But the surprise factor, oh my goodness, that really doesn't exist for me unless it's somebody who's walking in faith.
It's really a disappointment in humanity. Period. For me, that's what it be. It'd be like, it'd be the human aspect. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, you was really doing that to folk, bro.
But that's what I was thinking about, like, even with this Diddy situation. Because y'all know when the Jeffrey Epstein situation came out with the Black Book, we still haven't gotten those names, but it was so many things happening. Do y'all think it's going to be that big?
Oh.
Because Jeffrey Epstein, for him to go to jail and be like, you know what? I don't even want no parts in what's going to come from this.
Hey, hold
it's
on.
like,
You hit on something, though. You think those two things are tied into each other? You think there should be? You think there's some
know
overlap?
much of Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein had a black book and he had a separate island. And so what he was doing is he would get big name celebrities, and it's a lot of allegedly Beyonce, allegedly Jay-Z, allegedly a couple former presidents, allegedly some of your favorite people would get on these planes, and Jeffrey Epstein had an island with underage girls, and they were basically sex trafficking them, bringing them from these countries, raising them, like literally child sex trafficking. And there was a lot of celebrities on his flight logs, and so when it came out that that's what he was doing, it's just like, okay, why are some of our favorite celebrities kicking it with somebody who is taking part in these activities? Why are y'all on the plane going to Epstein's Island if you don't take no parts in those activities? He went to jail and offed himself. They said they was going to unseal the black book, and he offed himself. But the thing is, they never end up unsealing it, and come to find out, they said it was some judges that was in on it. It was like a big thing, and I think that's the thing about us just being people in society. When it comes to money and power, you don't know. Think about the secrets that you think you have with your friends. You don't know what type of secrets these people have.
Yeah. Like
So
aliens.
It's like for him to, because think
Area
about it.
51 and stuff.
He have all these high profile friends, even just the Diddy situation specifically. You mean to tell me nobody knew what he was doing? No, y'all know, and y'all are a part of it.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. They have to look into everybody. They have to, because it's such a sick situation. It's such a large situation that harms so many people, and that because it's so many moving parts in this situation, just because we get rid of the head don't mean it ain't gonna keep going. So we gotta find some kind of way to either put it to a halt or at least slow it down. So they gotta look into everybody. I respect it.
I think it needs to be understood. One man don't do all this.
Nah.
It's just like this is not a one. But I think that's how we make it look with the R. Kelly situation, with the Bill Cosby situation. Social media just painted as this is just one sick person, and it's like, no, this is hundreds of sick people at work from 2008. That is years. These are not the same people that we talking about. This is not one small group of people.
Hey, we got some. First of all, we got a few comments in the chat I'll address. One, hey, shout out my brother Centel, man. Brother Centel, appreciate you for coming through. A comment that was interesting comes by Prophet's word. Never shocked by the crimes, always shocked by the perpetrators. How y'all feel about that? Y'all align with that a little bit?
Elaborate. Somebody elaborate.
It means he's not shocked by the actual action that's happened. The perpetrator is the person who's actually doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not shocked about the child abuse. I'm shocked that it's R. Kelly. I'm not shocked by the bribery, the everything Diddy going to jail for. I'm shocked that it's Diddy. I agree with that. It's usually the person.
Correct.
I think the shock factor comes from how much we overlook. Sometimes stuff really catches you by surprise. You know what I'm saying? When you have, per se, a Christian artist or a favorite actor, you know what I'm saying? A beloved childhood, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Yeah. But when you look at artists, and art comes in many forms. I'm not even just talking about music, whether it could be a painter, an actor, whoever it may be. These people, if you look deep enough into them, and when I say deep enough, I mean literally just look up an interview. They'll tell on themselves.
Yes.
We just watched P Diddy say what he was saying. It just doesn't make sense, or we don't make sense of it until after they get caught.
Yeah.
R. Kelly told us age ain't nothing but a number.
Ooh, hiding in plain sight.
He told us, my mind is telling me no. But my body, Diddy is telling you, I locked the doors. But we nod our heads or we laugh along until we find out, whoa, you really did that. King Von is not a murderer until you find out he murdered somebody. But he's telling you in his music what he's doing. So I think it's more so we separate people too much from their art that we don't understand, you saying that for a reason.
There's some truth in it, yeah.
Yeah, always some truth.
I definitely think that definitely times are hiding in plain sight, because sometimes when people are so boldly about certain things that they say, you be like, that gotta be a joke. Like when R. Kelly said age ain't nothing but a number, it was a little catchy. It's like, you don't really, you feel me? You just saying that because it's catchy. But it's like, oh, you really mean that. And I think sometimes when people state things too blunt, it's just like, you gotta be playing, because there's no way you would put that in my face like that.
Yeah. No, that's true. And now speaking of interviews, I know we were on one of those. Let's see if we can kick back up a few more of these and see what they are on here
Ain't
saying.
even addressed Rick Ross.
Rick Ross?
My fault. Let's stop it then. What was going on, brother Rick?
I'm just saying, with what he said, even down to a simplistic level, he told you and you don't even know, right?
Yeah.
I, along with everybody else, laughed.
Yeah.
Wait,
did
what
he
did he
lose
say?
endorsements and deals? Cool, yeah. But what is that compared to what caused you to be comfortable enough to actually say that? Right? What good is a loss of money compared to somebody's innocence being stripped? Because you don't say put Molly all in her champagne, you know what I'm saying? And then she didn't even know it. I took her home and enjoyed that. She didn't even know it. You don't just think of that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of things that might come out in the freestyle. That ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And then who was in the studio with him while he was
Right?
making it?
You see what I'm saying?
Because it's like, y'all all heard that, and all y'all was just like, that's fact.
Who's on the song with him?
Hold on. The labels. Who cleared that?
Who's the A&R? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into it. Now it's like, not only did you say it, but some stuff is too descriptive to.
Yeah.
Like, so many artists talk about sexuality in their music, but there's a certain level of detail that should have you like, wait a minute. Hold on now.
Yeah.
But we laughed. And I say we because I laughed. I'm like, man, he a big old freak. That's not a freak.
Yeah.
Right? He's sick.
Now, we covered it all up when he said lemon pepper all on my chicken. That's the part that we stuck to.
But at the end
These
of the
folks
day,
are bringing me up to speed. Some of these lyrics I didn't even know was in the song. I can't lie to you.
that man said it.
Yeah, he did.
And it's like this man just openly admitted to drugging women, and all we can do is take a brand deal from him.
Yeah. They should have looked into that.
But let's
get back to the video, man.
Let's see what we got going on.
See what's going on with the diddling.
Sonny Diddy that read differently now. In 2022, West called Sean Combs a, quote, fed, claiming he had sold people out to spare himself from jail time.
That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my co-car.
Since West is infamous for making wild, often unfounded accusations, these statements initially blended in with his other tirades. Even now, it's hard to say if West's allegations were authentic. Given Combs' current legal issues, though, West's words feel like a warning, whether or not he truly had any inside information.
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
But you've heard about the parties that everyone is talking about. But you've never got invited to them. So you.
I don't know.
Really...
I don't know. I don't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am.
Usher.
And this how I know he capping right now. We had somebody in the chat today said that they friends and them was invited to the Diddy parties. And I'm not saying that y'all are less important. Or, you know, God made all of us. So I know Kanye capping. You ain't got the invitation, brother. You
He
ain't know
had
about
to,
it.
especially because the Kardashians
Exactly.
just said they
How
was
Khloe
in
was
like,
there.
Khloe was there, but Kanye wasn't.
Khloe was there, but Kim didn't get the invite.
When he was just getting his foot in the music industry's door, a 13-year-old Usher spent
Is
a
that
year
Usher?
living with Combs.
Yeah. I've never seen
Usher
him.
opened
Yeah,
up
that's
about
Usher
this
Raymond.
experience in a 2016 interview with Howard Stern.
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
Although he made it sound like a blast, Usher hinted at something more disturbing beneath the surface. Usher said that he didn't, quote, understand what he was even looking at, and, quote, very curious things were taking place.
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
Perhaps most telling, Usher made it clear that he wouldn't want his children attending, quote, puffy camp like their father. Regardless, Usher's protege, Justin Bieber, would spend 48 hours with Combs. It may just be speculation, but a fake phone number that Bieber later gave Combs now reads like a cry for help.
I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot, but you never really got my number, so.
Right.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes.
Okay. Stop.
555.
Mace.
Stop, okay.
In addition to breaking out as Diddy's hype man in the 90s, Mason Darrell Beth.
These mushrooms. Hey, these brothers, man, the music video fits be going crazy.
Yeah.
The next one, what you got?
Man, look.
Next.
I'm going Nelly with it. Band-Aid under the eye.
Okay.
Or Mace released 3 studio albums through Bad Boy Records. Mace eventually had a falling out with Combs and his record label.
I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here.
Leading up to his former collaborator's arrest, Mace claimed Combs cheated him with a $20,000 publishing deal and had been withholding royalties for decades. In a 2022 interview, Combs asserted that Mace owed him $3 million.
That's facts. I got the receipt.
Second album, you gave money to do a second album, never delivered.
Did the album, never delivered. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I'm not going to go back and forth with Mace. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back and forth with nobody.
Combs nevertheless returned the publishing rights to Mace and several other Bad Boy artists the following year. Although Mace was among the first to call Combs out over royalties, he wouldn't be the last. In 2024, former bandmate Don Richards sued Combs, citing, among other things, roughly $5 million in unpaid earnings.
Dawn had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, and she chose not to do that. After giving it a fair amount of thought, she wants accountability, she wants justice.
Cat Williams.
I sure hope I have a club Shay Shay
Look,
after
Cat.
this year.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And that boy wasn't capping too.
Man.
Cat Williams don't be lying. They be thinking
at
he
all.
playing. Cat don't be playing.
You don't be lying.
Cat been calling it like it is for a little minute.
Hold on, what did he say though? I do have questions about this. What did he say about, you remember me and you reacted to it live, so if y'all don't know, me and Brandon actually reacted to his whole little interview with Shannon Sharp. It was quite hilarious. Then he say something about he was like reading chapter books at like 2 years old. Wasn't it something crazy?
It was something crazy.
It was something crazy. Y'all say y'all be lying. Y'all felt for that?
I ain't hear nothing about that. I have to see it. But from what I know, I'm just saying when Cat, even when he do his stand-ups and stuff,
Yeah,
it be a lot of
truth in it.
truth in it, and it's like he crack it as a joke, but it was like Cat is serious. He's not playing because they said that he couldn't run as fast as he said he could run, and he had that hair slicked back in that video. Did y'all see it?
Yeah.
Cat Williams, I think Cat Williams mastered the art, and Kevin Hart is getting there too, if not already there. Those guys mastered the art of using the fact that nobody takes them serious to say what would get somebody else touched. Cat Williams know we gonna laugh, so all he got to do is give you the wink and then make you laugh, and then he gonna say something true.
So then that goes to the different exposing methods. What do you all feel like is the most effective method of getting the truth out about somebody of this caliber?
Comedy.
Yeah,
Dave
it gotta
Chappelle.
be a joke.
Look at Dave Chappelle.
Okay, hold on. Let's compare the Kendrick Drake beef. Are you saying the way that Kendrick addressed some of the concerns he had with Drake and others
Doesn't
is
work.
less effective?
It doesn't work. Because think about it like this. Pusha T completely exposed Drake's negligence as a father, and all we got from it was publicity of him being a good dad. I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid. My brother, you weren't there. But now you are, right? So props to him for at least stepping up. But realistically speaking, a few cool bars is never going to do nothing if you're talking about a big name. Kendrick Lamar has expressed concern for Drake and underage women, and all we got was a couple of memes. Now we're right back waiting on Drake to drop in October. You know what I'm saying? Nothing has happened. If anything, he gets bigger from it. But
yeah, I guess it's also too whether or not people feel like it's true or not. It was funny. I was talking about, and shout out my boy Duke.
Or
man.
if people want to believe it.
That's true. Shout out my boy Duke, man. We was reacting to this Hanneman Kind Big Dogs music video the other day. Video's up on the channel too, by the way, if you want to check it out. And I asked him who his favorite artist was, and he was like, Drake. I was like, even after the stuff, he's like, man, I don't care about that, bro. So, and to be clear, he was not saying nobody cares as far as like if he did it, so what? It was more so like, come on, bro. They just rapping this beef. It probably ain't even true. We ain't even worried about that. Yeah, give us 1 second. Let me swap out batteries, and then we'll be right back to it.
I don't know, man. I feel like when dude there, when Cat Williams say something, I don't be seeing nobody take it as a joke.
Yeah, I think we'll take it as a joke because it's like Cat is not playing. Like because when funny people not playing, you have to ask yourself like, okay, why he not playing? Like he always playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again. It's your boy Addison. Crew here with me. I'm gonna let y'all say your name one more time so they can hear you.
It's Beauty.
Jay Fresco.
Brother Geach.
Brother Geach, y'all. We're back at it, man, with Did He Do It? Not D-I-D-I-T, D-I-D-D-Y.
Did he do it?
Did he do it? Just like that. As we wrap things up, let's end it out on the note of, do you feel like he did it? I know earlier you said you all feel like more than what was told was true.
100%.
It's still more. It's never going to be less.
I'm a firm believer that what's done in the dark does not always come to light.
Ooh.
People love to say what's done in the dark come to light. That's cap. We would never know light if we didn't have dark.
Ayana wants to know, do we have any predictions? This is like, y'all feel so bad because this is what we do when we watch like fictional TV shows.
Yeah.
We give y'all predictions about movies and series. By the way, if you are new here, we would appreciate it if you subscribe. Do we talk about Diddy every night after midnight? No, we don't. We typically are watching a TV show or some series or movie and uploading that to the channel, but we're trying out a few new things since we got some lovely friends in the building. But as far as predictions, I feel like at minimum we will get 2 more people who are brought up that are big, and it's like, oh snap.
Yeah.
At minimum 2.
Facts.
At minimum 2.
I feel like the trial is going to be nasty. See, everybody be waiting to see the different facts and stuff. But me, as somebody who watched the trials, that's when it really gets messy because the people that you got to think about, the people who going to try to cop out, and then the people come like, you know what? I want immunity. Let me just be a witness, because you don't know how many snitches it be in the world. Like, that's what I want to know who gonna snitch. Like, because it's gonna be a big name. They gonna have one person. Think about like the Tory Lanez, the Meg Style situation. Had a best friend had came up there. Any case, especially when it's a big name person, somebody gets up there, whether it's somebody writing a letter to the judge or whatever the case may be. The trial for Diddy is going to be messy.
And not only do I believe it's going to be messy, the reason I wouldn't make a ton of predictions is because it's going to be long.
Yeah. It's going to be about 2 years.
Yeah, like we're still dealing with YNW Melly. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still in some ways pending with Tory Lanez. These are things that happen, COVID? So, you know what I'm saying? This was back when he's saying quarantine. This is 2020. It's 2024. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff takes years. Diddy, we might not get a verdict on Diddy till 2028, dang near. Something like that.
But one thing I can say, this is my prediction right here. Y'all ever seen that Desi Banks meme?
You're going.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail. At the end of the day. Oh, brother, you won't be free, Diddy. Oh, you gonna get locked up.
He definitely gonna.
You don't think what'll end up happening is he'll strike some deal?
No.
To where he gives up the entire operation?
No.
I don't believe they do that with the head man.
They can't.
Hold on, that's implying that y'all feel like he's the head man, or is he just the most popular man?
No, in the case, in the indictment, it's Combs Enterprise. Who is Combs? Sean Diddy Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka Love, aka P Diddy, aka
All
Diddy.
his aliases.
All of his aliases are on the indictment as an AKA. I found that part. That's not funny. But that was hilarious to me that they had to put all those AKAs, because when text messages come up and things like that with trials,
That's a fact.
they'll try to say, well, I'm Sean Combs. No, you're Puff Daddy, you're P Diddy, you're Love, you're every single name that you told the world that you go by.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
They even had him in that AKA PD. And I'm like, that could be
I've
police
never
department.
heard anybody refer to him as PD.
Man, what if somebody got him saved in the phone as King Baby? They're gonna.
That's crazy.
Hey.
The plug. What's up, Reborn? Talk to us. How you doing?
Hey, yo, man, Edison, it's good to hear from y'all again.
Good to hear from you
Sorry,
too.
it's a bad topic, though, man. But
It is.
listen, man. On the point of Diddy, I don't think Diddy's the head man. I grew up in New York. I was blessed enough to be involved in the independent school circuit. I know people whose parents have been to Diddy parties. I know children who've been to Diddy
It don't
parties.
make me an accessory,
Listen,
my
man.
brother. Oh.
Like personally, myself. Like, this is not like a secondhand. Like, I'm talking, I grew up with these people. So for me, it kind of hits a little close to home.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you see somebody who was in your school, they come to school in all white, and then years later, you find out why all of a sudden, I can name the parent, why all of a sudden Ethan Hawke picks up his kid from school when he never does that, and all of a sudden, Levon Hawke, he's not moving the same way anymore. I didn't know until years later, you find out what be going on at these parties. It's like, oh, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Golly.
So it's kind of like, there's something in my heart that's like, yo, these people need justice. But I don't think, and especially in the black community as well, like to see all these people that I knew that were speaking out on it and then they get called crazy.
Yeah.
Like Jaguar White, she been saying it. Wendy Williams was saying it. She get called crazy. Everybody get called crazy. And Diddy is not the head. I know for a fact he's not the head. I don't even know if Jay-Z is the head. I don't even know who runs
Oh, snap. You said Jay-Z.
Whoa.
Like you feel like he affiliated. Uh-oh.
No, everybody's saying Jay-Z name. I don't know if y'all been reading the comments, but Jay-Z name it's been coming up 1,000 times.
Let me tell you. Under Diddy's house, bro, they got tunnels. Hugh Hefner built those tunnels. He built those tunnels way back in the days of Playboy magazine.
Yeah.
Jay-Z knew about all that. I believe, I can't prove it because I'm not in that world deep enough for me to be like, okay, this is fact. But you hear stories every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because like famous people, they like to talk, and they got none. Their children ain't got nothing better to do, so they're yapping. So I don't know if Diddy's running it. Personally, I think it's Jay-Z at the top, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone else. Because one thing I learned about wealth is when you get to the upper levels, they don't want to be famous no more.
That's a fact.
Like nobody knew who Epstein was until all this mess come out. He was a broker between different rich people. He wasn't like one of the big names you see on TV. Jay-Z is a big name. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some no-name white dude with even more money running things. And they all just little lieutenants in the program.
Yeah.
But the question I have, like, what is it? On a spiritual level, with all these rich people doing all this deviant sexual behavior. It's almost like it's a given past a certain point. I find that you hear a bunch of stories, but I don't want to speak on nothing without like having some sort of first-hand experience. It's just kind of crazy because once you start to see it enough, it's like, yo, there got to be some sort of common thread here. Something got to be going on.
Well, the important thing to understand is that where there's an obsessive desire for money, there's ritualistic behavior. The same way that in the church we pay our tithes. For the kingdom of darkness, you're going to pay your dues. So we pay our tithes to open ourselves up to the overflow of God. Well, they don't pay in a monetary format. There's rituals because they live under a covenant that's unlike the one that as Christians we would. You know what I'm saying? We believe Jesus paid the price. Well, under that covenant, you have to pay the price. We earn eternal life. They earn eternal finance. So what are you willing to sacrifice? The only way to create that blood covenant is through an exchange of bodily fluid. So you have to do those things, right? The same way they would sacrifice a baby calf. They would sacrifice those lambs during Old Testament times. Well, now the sacrifice that God told Abraham to make, that being Isaac, you really got to do that over there. It's not the same. You're going to give those kids up. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying, SA those underage children, or you're going to take the lives of innocent children or even people for the sake of the gain that you desire, because ain't no pump faking over there.
Yeah.
You either all in or you all out. And once you cross those lines, this is not a guess. Once you cross those lines, it's over. Like me personally, even as an artist, I've had, this is real life, I've had an opportunity put in front of me that I thank God every day for discernment to say, because even off the glimpse, I get told, you can't have no girlfriend in this industry. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm a ride with mine. And I get told there's too much sex. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they ask you, well, so-and-so don't want to meet at the studio, meet her at the hotel. But then I get told, you can only bring one person with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she got a whole entourage, right? Like, y'all deep. What you mean one person? Well, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, you know what I'm saying? Thank God I never even find out, but that's really how it goes.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And y'all know which one he bringing to, big bro. Big bro with the big blinky, you hear me? And I'm accurate with it too. Don't play with me. You know?
But y'all know we had quite a bit of a discussion tonight. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We went long, went strong today. I know we didn't even hit on half of the stuff that's been transpiring. We ain't even actually finished the last video we were supposed to be watching. But man, y'all show some love for the panel today. Appreciate y'all for coming through with us, man. Lord willing, we'll be able to have them on again. We might actually do stuff outside of this. We might actually watch a movie or something at one day, one point in time. But that wraps this up. Before y'all leave up out of here, man, drop a like. I did drop a new video today. I'm not even gonna tell you what that is. You gotta just go to the channel and see what it was. You gotta go to the channel and see what it was.
That too.
Love y'all, appreciate y'all, and we out. So I'm gonna show a few of the Patreon fam on the screen as we end things out. And I know some people are like, you need to update the list. The Patreon family getting bigger, man. This is only a few of them, and we would definitely love to have you a part of that family as well. All said done, I wrapped it up. I don't got nothing else to say. Y'all have a good night.